Hello, friends. Welcome to Clarify and Decode, where our aim is to demystify software engineering in very easy to know language. We follow a very structured approach, end to end, for any topic and try to have as much input in one single video in a short time. This session today is in the series of software performance concepts. Today, I would be dealing the must know code level best practices which help in optimization and performance, and these are very good for interviews also because you can showcase your knowledge and you can relate any question to this part. For a brief on this video, today's world everybody is talking about scaling, yeah, multi-million requests, Kubernetes, and a lot more. Concepts like load balancing, horizontal scaling, vertical scaling, that is just all infra. We are increasing the compute capacity, and that costs also, right? If you are increasing the servers, the size of memory, CPU, all that is very, very good in today's world. But the basic of software performance also lies in the code. If we are not writing good code, we will not be able to scale at a very, very high level. Or even if we scale, we will have issues. It's like we have the foundation that is very weak, and we are trying to build a very, very large skyscraper. It will not sustain. Okay, so let's get started. So, suppose I or you are making an e-commerce application. So, what all mistakes you can do? I would try to list the most common but also the most disrupt, disruptive mistakes. Okay, because there can be n number of improvements in software world and engineering, but these you should know. You should not make this mistake. The first one is write data structures. Okay, as software developers, engineers, sorry, we try to just use whatever data structures we are more familiar with or the IDE is proposing, okay, or whatever was written previously. But remember, friends, each data structure in any language is designed for a specific purpose. Else, why we will have so many data structures? It's important whenever you are picking a data structure. Is it the right thing I am taking for myself or my scenario or not? This is very, very important because this is the skeleton of your multi-million requests application that you would promote. So think very carefully just before defining and then proceed. Simplest example, I was talking about e-commerce, right? So you have Amazon, suppose you're designing the next Amazon, and you have a scenario where you have to look at the product just from its ID. So you have 1, 2, 3, 5, whatever millions, and then you have the products. Use case is you are giving ID and you're getting the product. Fine. Don't use list here. These kind of things, it's better suited for dictionary. Right? It's a key based lookup, use dictionary. So I hope you get the point, what I'm trying to make here. Use right data structures. Suppose you have something like you have countries, right? You know the number of countries you would be serving. So you know it's a fixed size. Fixed size array you should define. You should not pick anything else. Of course, there's some war and a new country is created, two countries merge, but these are very, very small situations. It's fixed. Can be just added later also. Have some space for it, but think of the data structure. Okay. The second one is algorithms that you will write. These are, I would say, like the major villains in performance algorithms. Specifically things like loops. These are very, very dangerous. It doesn't mean we don't have to do looping, else how will our application work? We need to loop, right? And there may be n numbers of algorithmic scenarios, but think of, if not the best, not the worst. Okay, nested loops. Do we really require them? Just go with something like for each. Okay, don't loop and loop and loop and have a bundle of loops. Think of the best algorithm. I know there many a times there are like time pressures, deliveries, and other things, but they don't ask much of your time. If you would think, you would just take a back step and see, okay, I'm doing this loop. Is it really the best thing? Just take out 2 3 minutes, 5 minutes. That would be enough. Your brain will tell you, no, no, just think. Or maybe you can just ask someone, just Google. You will get the best algorithm for a scenario. So have it in your mind. The third thing is memory management. So management would be a different concept. I would say you have to be cautious on when you are creating heap things, heap objects. Okay, you have to reduce. The right thing would be reduced heap allocations. These are costly, these need, I should have, okay, let's learn some German. Fine. You should have low heap allocations because it would cost in terms of garbage collection as well. Think if you can really use something like a struct instead of a class, can it suffice? Okay, because each heap object you will create, it is like piling up a mountain and you need to clean that up. Minimize memory churn. That is the thing. In similar vein, I would say object is created, try to reutilize it. Object pooling. Okay, object pooling. Database connections you are creating, there's an object. These are like heavy objects, heavy operations. Think of reutilizing them. Okay, so this, you have to be cautious enough to use object pooling whenever the situation demands or if it can be done. Okay, next look something which is very trivial, but it is one of the major pain points. It's the string manipulation that we do. Okay, so whenever we are joining strings, concatenating it, usually or sometimes we just do it like this, like string 1, string 2, string 3, and so on. Or if it is in a loop, we are trying to achieve some operations with changing the text, appending it, or other stuff. It is very dangerous. Why? Because in almost all OOPS languages, be it .NET, Java, other things, these are defined as immutable. Okay, means every time you are doing it, what you are doing is a new string object is getting created, and the old ones, they have to be garbage collected. This is a significant memory overhead, leads to performance degradation for sure if it is in a long loop. Example scenario, you are logging something and you have like to join 10-15 string contexts and you are using plus. No, that's not the right approach. You already have in those languages string builder concept. Okay, it's already provided. This is also a major interview questions, difference between string and string builder. If you answer this properly, you will definitely impress the interviewer. That's for sure. Okay, friends. So, as we have discussed around 5 points and it's close to 15 minutes, I would put the next set of options in the upcoming video because I'm trying to keep the videos just around 15 minutes. And if it is something that should be listened in an end to end flow, I try to keep it in 30 minutes. Yeah. So, in the next continuation of this, I would be discussing other concepts would be helpful: synchronous call, asynchronous call, boxing, unboxing, proper exception handling, error logging, those things which should be done properly and how. Also, in terms of memory optimization, what additional we can do. Okay, I hope you are liking my content. So please do subscribe so that whenever I post new videos or in a continuation, you will not miss it. I aim to keep up having newer concepts which are like not discussed in detail in other YouTube channels, okay, and which are like very in depth but still crisp, and that will give you an added advantage. So please stay tuned, do subscribe. See you in the next continuation video of this. This is the software performance series. Okay, do check other videos in this playlist if you're interested in this concept.